Well, the sun has finally come out, and I thought it'd be a good chance to get out here to plant these two grasses that I picked up. So last year I bought a large pot of these and left it over the winter without planting it, and it died. So this year I grabbed these Hakonechloa All Gold and got them on clearance for $3. I grabbed 2 of them to put in this kind of shady corner underneath my pear tree here. So I'm gonna get those in the ground before this winter. It's September, so hopefully they will survive and make it to next year, unlike the large one I bought last year. Didn't plant in time and it died, which was a complete waste of money. So hopefully the cheaper ones will survive. They're also smaller, so they're easier to plant as well. Alright, so I've got my beautiful Hakonechloa grass in there, the All Gold. Kind of put them on both sides of this pear tree. This is a pretty shady area, but it does get some sun in the summer. I'm hoping it does well there. I used to have pumpkin spice heuchera. Only one of those survived, so I'm hoping that these grass will kind of brighten up this area just like that orange pumpkin spice heuchera did when it was there. An update on my coralberry, proudberry, it has pink berries on it, so that's exciting to see. It's really cool. I think I just planted it this year, not too long ago, and it's nice to see that the berries are forming, so I'm hopeful for that shrub. And really happy with how this area here is progressing. Still didn't get around to doing all the cleanup I wanted to get done, and because it rained, there's quite a bit of slugs in this area, so gloves are a must. But I have about an hour before sunset, and I think what I'm going to do is I have to pick up all of the pears that have fallen because there are quite a bit of wasps and it attracts raccoons and things. So I'm going to collect those, put those in the compost. But I've also purchased this edging from Amazon, which I've laid out to kind of unfurl. It's pre-rusted, and basically I got the tallest available, which was a 10-inch, and I think it also comes in 6-inch. And what I wanted to do is put edging along the back side of this garden bed because it is at the bottom of this kind of slope. So a lot of stuff washes out there. So I'm hoping that I can dig that in there deeply, 10 inches, and kind of hold back that kind of garden bed so that I can put compost in there without it running off. And the only issue is I have all these trees in the back, which the roots do come out here, so I'm hoping I can manage to dig in this edging. So what I'm going to do right now is going to take an edger and just make a trench as deep as I can and see if that'll fit. If not, I'm going to use this in a different area, but I thought I would give it a try here first. So I have some bricks here. I'm going to take those out and just try to give it a nice straight deep edge to start. Hello, so I purchased this edging. It's pre-rusted, and I think I got too much of a tall one. It's 10 inches. I'm having real trouble digging a trench in this garden bed. It is on a slope. It has lots of roots from the trees. So what I'm doing now is that even though we got a lot of rain yesterday, because of the tree roots, it's not actually that easy to dig in. I did cut some of the roots with my mini chainsaw and secateurs, but what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to run this water and try to soften the dirt in that trench as much as possible. I'm going to let it kind of run, fill up, let it drain, and then do that a few times, and then hopefully I can dig a deeper trench, because right now the 10 inches are sticking up way too far out of the top of the trench, and that's going to be a problem for cutting the grass and trimming and edging and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna try my best. I don't know if I have enough muscle to do it, but all we can do is try. So that's what's going on here, is I'm running the water, and luckily it is a nice sunny day, so it's not as difficult to be out here. Yesterday it was quite rainy and miserable, so today I don't mind doing it. And we have a lot less daylight with the sun setting earlier and earlier in fall, but hopefully we can get this trench dug a little bit deeper and get this project wrapped up, because I didn't do it last year and I'm hoping to get it done this year. Alright, so I tried soaking this ground and you can see it still has got water in it. Despite my best efforts, I still am not able to dig a deeper trench. Just don't have the strength, and also because of the roots, it's just too difficult. So I think I'm going to abandon trying to put in this 10-inch edging, and I have some leftover 6-inch. I had to cut a second piece for my circle here, and I'm going to try to put that in there and see if that'll work, because I did cut off the edges, but this is a little bit shy of 20 feet, so that might work. So I'm going to give that a try. Alright, so I've laid out the edging, and you can see the 10-inch is quite a bit bigger than the 6-inch, and luckily this edging fits almost perfectly along the length of this garden bed, so that's kind of meant to be, I guess. The one thing is that when I did edge it, I just eyeballed it, so it looks like there's a little bit of a curve. So I'm just going to have to cut out this grass with the edger before I install this edging on the back side of this garden bed. And then I'll have to roll up this edging and store it and maybe use it somewhere else. I don't know. We'll figure that out another time. All right, it's another day, and we have added our corrugated steel or rusted edging, 6-inch, at the back of this garden bed. And I've just put the 10-inch here for now, just to get it out of the way, because we were cutting the grass. So ignore that back one, that's not going to be there. But I just wanted to show you how this one looked after it was installed. So you can see that I've got some bricks here just to kind of straighten it out. But I've got a pretty good straight line that I've edged in. And I've installed this edging kind of to hold back any amendments, any water that goes in here, because this is on a slope. So it is looking pretty good for a do-it-yourself project. And I think when I add in my compost and amendments, then it won't be as visible. So I think that'll look better. So that'll be the next step, is just adding some compost, kind of packing it in against there. And then I think that'll really help the health of the plants, because the roots will be less exposed and it will be a little bit more level with respect to this garden bed. And what I have in this garden bed is I have some limettas, one on each side. They don't look great now, but in the season they've given me amazing blooms and color. I have 2 Amsonia, one on each side. So those ones are spring bloomers and they give great color. There's some weeds in here, of course. There's some peonies. I also have a hydrangea, which interestingly enough this year has taken on more of a blue tone. It didn't bloom that great. There was just a few blooms, but yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with that, but hopefully it'll bounce back next year. In the front, I have just popped one dahlia in there that I just didn't have space for. I've got some salvia. I've got this Shasta daisy, which is the banana cream, not the improved version, just the original version. And I had 3 plants in here, and unfortunately only one of them survived. So I've kind of got an imbalance there that I'll have to kind of address. And then also I popped an annual in here this year that's looking a little worse for wear because of the work I've been doing in this bed. But basically, yeah, I'm gonna work on this bed, get it cleaned up eventually, get it nice and looking good for next year with a lot of the kind of soil amendments, kind of getting the base ready, and we can deal with the plantings looking good after that. And we finally had another sunny day that let me come out here just right before sunset, or right after sunset now, and I got some of the soil and compost put into this bed. So I had put the 6-inch edging at the back, and now I'm trying to kind of make it level so that everything doesn't kind of wash out the back. And I've used a variety of soils. So I use this STA Garden flower and vegetable garden soil. I use sea soil, and I use this Vigoro product garden soil from Home Depot. So a mix of these. So basically I just buy whatever is on sale and kind of stock up and store it in the shed until I need it. And I use quite a few bags, so I just have to kind of even it out. And then this will be put away for the winter, and then hopefully all the nutrients and everything with the rain we get in the fall winter will kind of soak in, and all these plants will come back very strong in the new year. So these are mostly perennials. I have Limetta, Invincible Limetta hydrangeas in here. I have the Storm Cloud Amsonia in here. I've got the Miss Sayori hydrangea. I have got some peonies and some salvia in there. So mostly perennials, and then you know, next year I might pop in some annuals for color. But I'm glad I finally got to this, and it is kind of hiding the edging a little bit. I can probably put some more mulch back there, and I'll do a better job at covering that. And because there's all these trees in the back here, the leaves are going to fall, so it's not going to look this nice and neat forever, obviously, but at least it is feeding the plants and feeding the soil, because the soil is not very good back here. So I feel positive about that. It's the first time I'm amending it. I never amended it when I planted these. So it's a good thing to do at this time of year when there's less to do with planting and deadheading and transplanting. So good to get it done. And I did pop in a dahlia here, and I'll just show that to you. It's a cafe au lait dahlia. Isn't that beautiful? Wow, stunner. So I just put that in this bed because I didn't really have anywhere else to put it. But I'm definitely going to be digging that tuber and saving it for next year. It's a little floppy, but might cut that for taking inside, because we are going to get more rain soon. So yeah, in September we just take the sunny days when we get them. And I'll be doing a tour soon, so I wanted to get this tightened up and buttoned up before I did that. And it's the next day, and I'm here in the back garden planting some more perennials. Wanted to get these in before winter. So here I have a plant which is an anemone. This one is called Honorine Joubert, and it's a white anemone. And I have a whirlwind white in a different part of the garden, but I wanted to try this one. This one is very popular. It's a very old variety. It apparently spreads, but it's easy to control. And this was on clearance for $3. And I've taken out of the pot. You can see how root bound it is. And I've dug the hole here. I've got some roots in there. But I'm gonna just give this a good breaking up the roots here so they're not so girdled, and put this in here just to add some more fall interest, because I noticed that in this garden bed I have quite a bit of summer interest, and I also have spring interest with my Storm Cloud Amsonia, but I don't have fall interest. So I'm gonna put 2 of these Honorine Jouberts in both sides of the garden bed today. All right, so we've got my Honorine Joubert anemone right there, and I decided to pump it a little bit back so I would have room around here to put more things. And I think that white flower will pick up the flower of the limetta, so I think that's a good placement. And I've got another one to put in on this side of this anemone, so I'm going to bump that back a little bit and pop that in as well. I do have an annual in there, but I'm just going to pretend that it won't be there because it won't last over winter. And that will be kind of bumped back and pick up the color of this limetta when it's in bloom as well. All right, and I have this plant here. I just have one of them. Its beautiful bloom is showing here, and you can see it's got some buds. So this is another one I got on clearance for $3. It is an Echinacea double-coated better pecan. It's a pale yellow. I just thought it was really lovely, so I wanted to pop it in here. In this garden somewhere. It needs sun, so it'll have to be at the front. And basically this is a Shasta daisy, the banana cream, just the banana cream, not the banana cream 2. So this one did survive. I had one here and I had one here, so 3 of them. And you can see this one here barely surviving. There's like 1 bud on there and that's it. And then the one over here is like pretty much a goner. So what I'm gonna do, I think, is remove this one and replace it with the butter pecan echinacea and pop that one over there to join that one in hopes it'll come back. Because I'm not sure why, but this one, it came back. You can see it's like pretty healthy and looking pretty good, but then these 2 just didn't make it. And that happens sometimes, I guess, no rhyme or reason to it. So let's shuffle these plants around and get this beautiful plant in the ground. And I think it'll look really good there because I have some purple salvia on either side, and yellow and purple complement each other color-wise, so that'll look really good. So unlike the anemone, this one is not root bound. You can see the roots look really healthy and nice. They're not circling or girdled, so I don't need to really do anything to those. Just pop them in. And I just have to make sure, because this is a slope, it's a little bit tricky, and Echinacea like well-drained soil. So I'm going to make sure I bump this up a little bit higher so that it doesn't develop root rot and survives. Because that is a little bit tricky in this clay soil when it's on a slope going downwards. But it looks beautiful, and I think it'll be a much stronger plant, hopefully, than the banana cream Shasta daisy. All right, so we got this beautiful plant in, and I'm just going to show you down there that you can see I've raised it a little bit and mounded it up just because I want the water to run away from the crown. All right, so now I'm moving to the long border, and it's been a while since I received my Alnwick Rose, and it's looking okay, but I really did want to get it into the ground. I'm sure it's not good for it to be in this plastic bag for as long as it has been. So this bed, this year, or this season, I've decided to keep as my holding bed. So I'm going to be putting just plants in here to hold over till next season. And, you know, I've got my elderberry there, black lace elderberry, which doesn't look like it took to transplanting too well. Unfortunately, you know, I got my cousin to help me dig that up because I couldn't do it myself, and he didn't get much of the root ball, so I'm giving that a chance, but I don't know if it's going to make it. I've also moved over my very fine wine Weigela into this bed to hold over. It's not a favorite of mine because it didn't really bloom much, but it has put on a lot of new growth. And the reason I'm moving these all over here, I'm moving them over from this retaining wall bed because that wall is going to be replaced, so I got to get my plants out of there. So I didn't really have any special place to put them. So right now, just for now, I'm going to move them into this bed just to hold them over. So that's where the mess in here is about. I've given away so many strawberry plants already, and I'm going to be giving away the rest of these strawberry plants. This calendula is an annual, it self-seeds, so I'm not worried about that. I can dig out those. And then, yeah, this is just going to be a holdover bed. So I'm going to put my rose in there for now, and just to have it get through the winter along with these other plants. And then hopefully we can kind of make more sense of it next season. Oh man, guys, it was tough. With this one, it was really tough because the hole had to be quite deep because of the large root ball. And you can see I had this giant rock in there. See how big that rock is? And then I had a couple of smaller ones here. So I had to use my digging fork. Yeah. Anyways, I think I got it deep enough where it'll be covered. You don't want the crown too high because in the winter you don't want it to be like exposed and rocked by wind. So I'm just going to backfill, and that'll be it for today because it's getting dark. Oops. All right. So thank you everyone so much for watching. I'm going to close up this video or else it'll keep going and going. It took me several weeks actually to wrap this one up. But I did finally get my rose in. At least it's safe for the winter. I'm going to probably add some mulch around the base before it gets too cold here. And I pulled out some strawberry plants. I'm going to be gifting those to someone. And I'm going to continue to slowly put my winter plants in this bed just to hold over. But that's it for this video, and join me in the next one, and we'll see how the garden keeps progressing as winter approaches. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it, and I hope you enjoy your garden today.